Hello, friends, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Devin Sears. I'm joined by my friend and colleague, Jocelyn Hendrickson, and we are talking today about how to increase sales for your online store. Anyone that has a website and has an e-commerce store knows that digital marketing is a huge role in increasing your sales and promoting your brand online. So today, Jocelyn's going to walk us through a bunch of different things on how to increase the sales, how to make sure that you're setting up effective sales for your specific store, and how to increase that overall. So before we jump into that, we have a few housekeeping items as usual. As I mentioned before, we're joined by Jocelyn Hendrickson. She's our senior product manager specifically for WordPress commerce. So she lives and breathes everything that we're talking about today. And I am the co-host today, and I am Devin Sears, senior marketing manager here at Bluehost. So couple items first. If you can hear us, please let us know where you're tuning in from. I am here in Austin, and we always love to hear where in the world people are joining us from. We welcome questions throughout the webinar today. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the Q&A channel or the chat channel. If you do ask a question in the chat, we might move it over to the Q&A area just so that it's easier to respond in thread, but you can ask questions wherever you'd like. And if you have any issues with the platform as you're going through today's webinar, just try closing out and rejoining. That resolves most of the issues. And if that doesn't help, ping me in the chat. I'll do whatever I can, and we'll try to get that resolved. So without further ado, let's jump into what we'll be covering today. We've got a lot to go over. We're going to be talking about exploring online promotions. A big part of that is setting clear goals so that you know if it's an effective promotion or not. We're going to be going into designing effective landing pages, making sure that you are designing your website in such a way that it is intuitive and helpful and converts at a high rate. We're also going to go into a new tool of Bluehost's, WonderCart, and I'm super excited about this. I think it's very helpful for people, and I think it's going to make running promotions even easier for anyone that has an e-commerce website. After that, we're going to talk about some engagement techniques. Once you've set up your sale, what are some other things that you can do to increase traffic and increase the efficacy of your promotions? And then we're going to get into some monitoring and analytics, how you can tell if it's working and what you can do if you want to change some of the metrics that you're looking at. After that, we're going to get into some best practices, how to offer effective customer support, and finally, we're going to get into some performance optimization before we answer some questions. To that end, I will be off camera answering all the questions that I can in the chat and the QA tab. So if you do have any questions, please drop them there. We want this to be helpful and informative for you. And at the end, I will come back and I will moderate and ask Jocelyn any of the questions that I don't know the answer to or questions that I think will be particularly beneficial to the larger group. So we've got a lot to cover and not a ton of time. So the one question that I always get that I'll answer now is yes, this will be sent out as a recording in the next 24 to 48 hours. So without any further ado, Jocelyn, please take it away.
Thanks, Devin. Thank you so much for having me as co-host on today's webinar. I'm really excited to be here and welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm tuning in from just a little bit south of Salt Lake City, Utah, and I'm excited today to talk about promotions and creating promotions for your site, whether it's a blog or an e-commerce store. Promotions are a vital part of success for your online journey. When we talk about online promotions, they can come in many different shapes and sizes, whether it's discounts or coupons to free trials or referral programs. They all have their own advantages and disadvantages. So selecting the right one for your business and your business needs is really crucial. So really, when we talk about sales promotions, they're going to be a marketing strategy that are aimed to increase sales and revenue for your site or your store by offering incentives, discounts, and other things to customers. There are so many different types, but they're ideally short-term strategy that create a sense of urgency and encourage immediate action from your visitors. So when we talk about key elements are a few things that I want to call out, and then a few things that are not on the slide that I also think are important. Is that first is you really need to understand your target audience and their preferences. So knowing who you are trying to reach and the segment, you can tailor the promotion to them and their individual needs and preferences. You need to have clear objectives for your online promotions. And that will help you with multiple things. So first, it's going to help you understand why you're running your promotion. Number two, it gives you something to measure and a goal to aim for. And then it also helps you kind of with your business as well. So when you're thinking about your business and what you're trying to do, are you trying to clear out inventory? Are you trying to increase your sales? Are you trying to attract new customers, boost loyalty? Really think about why you're running the promotion and what you are hoping to get out of it. And we'll jump into that a little bit more here in one of the next couple chapters. The next thing that you're going to want to have is a really attractive offer. Your promotion should be designed to be compelling, and it should provide real value to the customers. So whether it's because you're selling something at a discount or it's a buy one, get one free, the way that you set up the promotion should incentivize the customers to take action. You want to make sure that your promotions are running during a limited and defined time frame. That way, number one, customers have the right expectations. And, if you have a 3-day only sale and you don't say it's a 3-day only sale and they see something's on sale, they may come back in 5 days and miss that opportunity, which is potential for lost revenue for you and your business. It also helps to really drive the enticement of the promotion, and usually customers will convert quicker when they do see that it's limited time because it creates that sense of urgency. The next thing is that you really want to make sure that your promotions are measurable. And you do this through multiple ways. The first thing that you want to understand is, number one, where you're at, so you know what you're measuring against. And number two, that there's defined well enough that the measurements that you are taking as you're looking at them can be clear, and you can see how your sales are running and how they're performing. So we've gathered together here just kind of a few examples as we're getting started talking about promotions that all kind of lead to those things. So you see in the top here, it says drop the confetti, it's your birthday. So this is tailored to a person who it's on their birthday. It's not a site-wide thing. It's my birthday and that site knows about it. And so I'm getting a discount. Oftentimes you'll see these types of promotions happen via email, happy birthday, click here to get your discount, or through ads that are on the website. This next example with the phone is through text. So that's a really good way to reach your audience, is by texting and saying, flash sale, 48 hours only. So again, that's driving that urgency. It's giving a clear indication of what the promotion is. The next one is 20% off site-wide. So again, it's really large. It's telling the customers they can see that up front, what the promotion is. And then the next one, as well as the creating sense of urgency, flash sale, 1 day only off of this particular brand. And the call out there is that it's very clear that it's on that particular brand and not site-wide. So it's important that, again, your messaging is clear. The customers are understanding what the sale is for and what they'll be getting out of it. A few more examples. This is an exit intent offer with the dog. Before they leave their page, they want to send you a free sample, which is a really interesting way to get more engagement and to hopefully reduce the amount of page abandonment and increase conversions. The next is the Wheel of Happiness. It's the spin it to win it. You get a discount by doing this. And it also helps you as well because you're getting email addresses, you're collecting customer information, you can grow your subscriber list. The next one is free 2-day shipping for Father's Day. So this is targeting and segmenting for people who are shopping for their fathers. And hey, if you shop now, you can get it in time. This is the last chance to order your gift and get it in time for your dad for Father's Day. And then the next one is you get $10 off of your $100 or more e-gift card purchase. which is nice because if you're trying to give a gift to somebody for $100 and you're only spending $90 on it, then your customers are saving, but then it also helps you, again, increase the amount of conversions you have for that particular product. So we talked about setting clear goals a little bit earlier, but before we jump into other aspects, I really want to talk about setting clear goals for the online promotions. Making sure they're well defined is a foundation of any successful campaign. So whether you're trying to generate leads, boost your sales, increase your web traffic, it's really important that those goals are set. And one of the most simple and common ways out there is through SMART goals, and they will serve as your roadmap throughout your promotion and kind of act as a guiding light. So, and honestly, setting goals is going to be essential for success in any aspect of life, whether it's personal, professional. It's hard. It's hard to keep track, and it's easy to get lost in the journey, lose your motivation, or even forget what you were working towards in the first place. So, with that, as we talk about the importance of clear goal setting, it gives you clarity and focus, provides that clear direction for those promotional efforts, and they help you define what you want to achieve, making it easier to plan and execute your campaign effectively. Motivation and accountability. If you have a sense of purpose and your team has a sense of purpose and everyone understands what they're working towards, it really does enhance motivation and accountability. And when the whole team sees the picture, or whether it's just you by yourself, it really does help to focus and dedicate your efforts towards that promotion. Resource allocation is a huge one that we often see where somebody has all these grand ideas for large promotions or updates they want to make on their site, but they may not have the resources available to do that. But understanding the resources it's going to take, it helps you manage your budget, your time, and resources efficiently. You can prioritize the activities that contribute directly to your goals and make sure that you get most out of your investment. So the measurement and evaluation, tracking your progress is crucial to understand whether or not your promotion is successful. And whether or not it succeeds or it doesn't go as well as you thought it did, it's still a learning moment and something that you can look back afterwards and say, man, I thought we put out this really great promotion. It was 50% off site wide and our conversions were about the same or they barely increased. Then you can take a look at your messaging, your copy, the products that were available, the way that you marketed, the channels, the outreach, and figure out what works and what doesn't work. And then you make adjustments next time and measure kind of that incremental success and changes to those campaigns. The next part is benchmarking. So in order for you to compare your actual results against your desired outcomes, you need to have a benchmark to give you insights into your promotional offers effectiveness. So knowing where you're started, knowing where you're going, and knowing where you ended up are huge for your success. So a few different examples using SMART goals. This first one is for your website traffic. So your goal is, I want to increase my website traffic by 30% within the next 3 months. So it's specific, it's your website traffic. It's measurable because you have that 30%, but again, you need to know what your current traffic is in order to measure against that. It has the time frame within the 3 months. It's very actionable because you know that you're going to do the promotions and it's relevant to your site because you're growing your business. And it's the same story for these other ones. Email subscribers, very specific, growing my email subscriber list by 1,000 new subscribers within 2 months. That's your time frame. Achieve 20% increase in an online sales during the promotional period. That promotional period is whatever is defined by you. The next is achieve a 25% increase in brand awareness or brand mentions across online platforms in the next 3 months. So again, it's relevant, it's specific, it's about your social media, your mentions there, and the time frame that you have is 3 months. So there are a ton of really good examples here, and with those, I think that what's great about them is that you use those as your foundation. And once you have that foundation, so if it's grow the email subscriber list by 1,000 new subscribers within 2 months, okay, well, your promotion will probably be something like provide the email for 10% off, or that spin to win example where they got a discount that was very much dependent on them entering your subscriber list. So from a digital marketing perspective and an analytics perspective, landing pages can mean very different things. And landing pages are huge for your sales and promotion. So when we talk about landing pages, this is going to be the page that you want your customers to end up on to take advantage of the sales and discounts that you have on your site. But talking about the difference, because we get a lot of questions of what is a landing page, what's its purpose, and what's the difference. But really, the landing page, the goal of that is to be a standalone page designed to draw traffic for a specific marketing campaign. So when we talk about digital marketing, it's when you're saying, click here, you get an email and it says, open this, you're taking to a very specific page that mentions that same marketing, that same promotion, the same campaign that's running, and it's not focused on anything else on your site. Whereas analytics, this is going to be the first page that your user sees when they start their session on your site. So it's the entry point for the visitor to your site. And this can be, you'll usually see this as like home pages, or it could be, hey, my new book's out now, check it out. Or it could be from a social share from your website. So it's just whatever that entry point is. But for the sake of promotions, it really is helpful to have a designated page that talks about that particular promotion where your users are going to end up. It's not always a permanent page on your website, and it's not always your homepage. When you think about your homepage or the landing page you're creating for yourself, your homepage really caters to a wider audience. It caters to everybody. It allows room for exploration to see what else is available. When you're running the promotion and it's focused on one particular thing, you want to make sure that it is very, very focused. So with that, we've got a couple examples here in a minute. So remembering the goal of your landing page, you're wanting to convert visitors into customers or clients by encouraging them to take a specific action. So as you're building those, the things that you're going to want to make sure that you're paying attention to and that you add to your landing page is a clear and compelling headline. And that headline should typically match with whatever the promotion is. So if you're saying, hey, 25% off sunglasses today, and click here and you enter, and the headline is about, I don't know, not sunglasses, it's about watches or something, it's going to be very confusing for customers. You should have engaging visuals, things that stand out, things that show that product, or whatever it is that you're trying to promote. So even if it's a PDF that you're getting or email subscribers, you'll want the engaging visuals so they understand visually and quickly what it is that they're looking at. So the persuasive copy is really important. I mean, obviously your goal is to help the customers feel comfortable in making the decision to purchase, to convert, to sign up, to provide their email, whatever it is, but getting them there, a lot of that is driven by your copy. And so that means making sure that it's very clear, it's very concise, it's very simple, it's not over explained, it's not too technical, it doesn't have a lot of jargon, just something that really helps the users to take that next step. You're going to want to have a strong CTA or call to action. So that's another huge difference between your landing page and your home page. Is oftentimes on home pages, there can be multiple different CTAs because there are many directions a user can take, a visitor can take once they enter your site. But for this, again, you have that one intention that you want your customer to take, that one action that's very specific. And so you want to make sure that your clear to action, your call to action is very clear. So whether it's purchasing the product, filling out that contact form, you want to make sure that it's prominent and relevant. Trust indicators are something that are also really helpful on your landing pages. So whether that's going to be customer testimonials, star reviews, you can say as seen on TV or anything like that. That's something that is huge for driving those sales and promotions. You'll want to make sure that that landing page is mobile responsive and that the theme you're using with WordPress is mobile responsive, which most of them are, which is a great thing about WordPress, and that the layout of your page is very simple and intuitive. With that, you want to make sure the hierarchy makes a lot of sense as well. So that way, when your visitor enters your page, they can clearly see that strong headline, that strong call to action, and that they have really a focal point of the content that they're looking at on your website. So here's an example. here. So the first one, you've got a sense of urgency. It's daily beauty steals. So today only, here are the steals. There's that compelling headline. So this is an example from an email that I had where it told me in the email it was 50% off of hair care favorites. So it has the compelling headline that has supporting subheader with persuasive copy that says, the gorgeous hair event is here with daily beauty steals you and your wallet will love. So very persuasive. You can see that they're cheap. There's a clear call to action to shop today's steals. And then they have mentions of excitement and exclusivity where it says first time deal. So we've never had this on sale before. And then online offer only, which really drives customers to make that purchase online instead of, oh, next time I'm in the store, maybe I'll buy it. But that it's something that they can only find there. Another great landing page example here, it has the strong branding of Peloton. It has the benefits defined of what the summer pass is, that strong headline to get your summer pass to the Peloton app. It has the very clear and focused CTA. There's really nothing else that your eyes are drawn to other than that header, that CTA, and the benefits. You do have navigation links here, so this is a little bit less focused of a landing page, but it's still a great example of the visuals and the elements of make a strong landing page. The imagery is great on here, very compelling. It shows him working out. He has the app, he's got his iPad and kind of showing you can work out anywhere and everywhere when you have the summer pass. And then they have a way to contact support and get information, more information from the company. So a few examples of not so great landing pages. On the left here, cruise.co.uk is very, very busy. There's a lot there, and they have a lot of strong language on here and larger fonts, like for that daily top 10 deals, but that's really all I can pay attention to when I see that. It doesn't give me really a good direction of where to look or what I'm supposed to do. And oftentimes visitors will get decision fatigue and will get analysis paralysis and can be very overwhelmed when there's too much content there, which can lead to, again, abandonment and lack of conversions. And then sap.com, this is more of a technical website, but as a landing page, if you're only copy focused, there's so many different articles here. If you have a learn more, you don't want to have a lot of different pages for them to keep clicking into. You want to have the content present and there and readily available for the customers and the visitors right when they see the page. So the next thing that I'm super excited to talk about is our WonderCart demonstration. So when it comes to creating these promotions, it can be really daunting to figure out how and where to create those promotions on your website. There are so many plugins available, not all of them compatible with each other, may or may not be compatible with your theme, or they may be a little bit complex, and then you have different UIs that you're looking at, have to learn, you have different places to manage your promotions. So we've built a plugin for our customers that allows you to easily create promotions and schedule them and within minutes, which is really exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and start this video. So when you're in WordPress admin in the WordPress plugin under Bluehost, you can go to store and sales and discounts. And this is where you can find the sales and discounts page. You can create a campaign here. You'll see that there are so many different types that you can put together. So frequently bought together, buy two, get one free, and so on. You'll set the triggers that you need. So if it's, complete the outfit or complete the set, and that's the products you're going to show on is going to be all products or specific products or categories. That's all set within the plugin here. You select that the products you want to have that promotion running against. And again, you must have the products added through WooCommerce first before it works. And then from here, you choose what products you're going to suggest. So if it's buy one, get one free, you can say, if you buy these socks, you may get this pair of socks for free, or other things like that. There's so many different customization options. In some instances, you do have to add additional customizations like setting upsells and cross sells within WooCommerce for some of the promotions to work. But it's super easy to go in, link these, set those, and when you go back into the WonderCart plugin, then when you're selecting those cross-sell or upsell plugins, you'll see those in the list that you're able to associate those with. And then it gives you a little preview of what your promotion is going to look like. So this is going to be next to the product and saying, other users typically purchase these products. You can toggle different features, turning on the sales price, or if you want to have the save 20% off. And those changes are all going to show as you're going through creating the promotion. You can change the CTA, change whatever the button text is here, and then you can decide what discount to apply, whether it's going to be fixed or a percentage-based discount. It's completely up to you and how you want to set up your promotion. So these are the upsell products we were talking about before. We've set those, we chose those upsell products. And then here you can use the block editor to customize the campaign header. You can change the size, you can change the font, how it's lined up, you can change what the text says. You can add inline code, you can add URLs, you can add images. There's so many different options here that allows you to really go through and make sure that this promotion and the look of it is how you want it to be on your site. You can adjust these icon colors to match and have seamless branding across your promotions and your website. And by default, we do pull the colors that you have selected on your theme when we're creating those. And then you can start your campaign right away, or you can schedule your campaign for sometime in the future. So if it's a Black Friday campaign or this weekend, you can schedule that campaign. It's going to run automatically. You can choose an end date, and you don't have to be there to click a button to say, okay, start now. It can be set and you can get to focusing on other things. And then you can see the status of those campaigns. And when we view the product here, you'll see that campaign in real life showing next to the product. So to complete this set with the notebook, the tote bag, and the shirt that's on this Beach Please set. And then when you view your cart, after you've added those in, you can see the discount that was applied through that promotion that's added here, which is great, so that the customers really understand and they can view what that promotion badge is, and so they know the deals that they're getting as they're shopping. There are campaigns that have more additional specific triggers that you'll have to set that are more advanced, but it's all really straightforward. You just have to choose what the product is, if there's a minimum amount they need to spend or specific products to do. And then you can set pop-up promotions. So when the user first enters your website, there'll be this pop-up and you say, yes, I want it, take me there, and you can link them to that product. And this is just going through a couple of different other examples of the products here. So pick your free gift. I added the right product. Yes, I want it. Then you can add it to the cart. You can also add 5 different gifts that they can choose for free, and maybe they only get 2 or 3 of those gifts or all 5. It's totally up to you. But with this plugin, creating these campaigns and promotions has never been easier. It's super quick. None of that was really sped up. You do have to spend the time to get your products and your store set up ahead of time. But once that's done, this is just a breeze to go through. And then great thing is too, is as long as you set those goals that we talked about earlier and you know what you're trying to achieve, is that you can align the different types of promotions with those campaigns. So if you're trying to clear out inventory or boost sales or attract new customers, clearing out inventory is a great example of the add gift to cart, right? So if you're trying to get rid of excesses, that if anybody buys something, you can give them a free gift with it. Or if you're wanting to increase the average order value of the cart, then you can do things such as spend $15 more to get free shipping. There's so many different options, and it makes it super easy for you to customize and add those to your site within seconds. So now I want to talk about engagement techniques. So to drive engagement on your site is crucial to your promotions. If you don't have that engagement on your site, then you're not going to see the conversions and you're not going to hit those goals that you're trying to do. So a lot of times you'll see promotions on social media. In today's day and age, that is crucial to be on the channels where your customers are. And that goes back to understanding and targeting your audience. If most of your customers or visitors are on, say, Instagram, you know that you're going to want to really heavily focus Instagram over Facebook if there are less customers there. Although sharing to all platforms is always great, you'll kind of know where to put your efforts into. Building trust by obtaining customer testimonials or other validation techniques such as surveys, or um, star ratings, reviews. Those are always really important because it helps other people say, yeah, I do want to purchase this. So and so said that they wanted to, or that it changed their life, and so now I want that as well. You want to test your way to success through these using A/B testing. So seeing how users respond to a promotion or a landing page versus another one. And the changes don't have to be huge. They can be something as small as one landing page has a big red button, the other has a big green button, and which is clicked on more. Or it could be as easy as changing the header and having different copy. It can be more emotional, it can be more witty, or it can be more formal, and see how your viewers and your customers respond to those tests. Creating urgency, like last chance campaign, is really is something that you see all over the place. I'm sure that you guys have all seen that. But setting that time frame or saying like last chance really pushes customers to convert, or having countdown timers. I only have a couple hours. I better go find my wallet now. Introducing competition is huge. So social sharing contests, or getting an entry to a raffle with X amount of dollars of purchase really helps to drive those conversions as well. People love competitions. We're human. We love to win things, and it's exciting for us. The spin to win, again, it's an element of chance of getting anywhere between a free gift to 10% to 50% off to free shipping, making sure that those are enticing offers for the customers that's going to make them want to engage with that spin to win. And tapping into existing resources. So your email campaigns and your blog, you want to make sure that you are sharing that information. If you have a promotion and nobody knows about the promotion, then it's not going to do you any good. You should be shouting it from the rooftops and sending it to your customers with every chance that you can get, in every single manner that you have at your fingertips, right? So again, through the social sharing, blogs, campaigns, emails, even word of mouth, like, hey, if you have a friend also enter, you'll get 5 more entries by sharing this link. Here's a great example of utilizing customer testimonials from Pipedrive. So they have this picture on the front here with a quote saying, this is exactly what I needed. It's predictive, and it has the ratings here. It says it's trusted by over 100,000 companies. I'm going to try to read the rest, but it's a little bit small on my screen. They've got a clear call to action here. They've got a compelling headline. They say this product's used by over 100,000 companies, and then we have quotes from them, testimonials by these individuals that put names to faces, and it just makes it feel more human. It adds a lot of trust to the brand and the company. We talked about this a little bit before, but the discounts, giveaways, and contests. So it's a tested and proven way to attract customers, increase sales, and drive engagement. They create excitement and interest in a brand or plugin. Oftentimes you can really take advantage of this to increase your email subscriber list, or the people who are following you, or site views, and then purchases, conversions on your site. So it really does increase your engagement and loyalty. When you ask them to participate in a competition, you can start creating a sense of community as well. Especially when you think about, you can do things like, in order to enter the drawing, post a picture on Instagram using this hashtag. And then you can see those goals that we kind of talked about before, is like increasing the amount of brand mentions or the hashtags that I have on my socials. These are a lot of ways that can lead into playing into those techniques. So monitoring and analytics are crucial for your sales and promotions. And I hit on it a little bit before, but really one of the best ways to maximize your business promotion is by monitoring and ensuring you have analytics there. Um, so not only is it essential to understand how your campaigns are performing, but it ensures that your promotion is effective as well. So by implementing tracking tools, you can gather data on key metrics such as website traffic, conversions, engagement rates. And during your promotion, you should carefully monitor what those metrics are, what your metrics are that you're trying to increase. And outside of that, there are other metrics you should always be tracking anyway. So the click-through rates of your campaigns, the bounce rates, the time spent on your website, social media engagement, um, among so many others. They'll help you make informed decisions on how to optimize your promotional efforts and maximize your results. So these are some of the things that I was talking about here. So that conversion rate, page views, the traffic source, so where they're coming from, the bounce rate, how long does it take for someone to leave before converting, your session durations, the submission rate for like email forms or other, if you're filling out a form on your site or newsletter, subscriber list, your contacts that you're adding to your site, as well as form abandonment. So those who are not completely filling out that form after landing on your page. So here's going to outline a few different ways that you can improve your success. So for your conversion rate, if you're wanting to increase that, then you can think of better or different offers by adjusting it slightly. Update the website copy. So maybe your copy has too much jargon, maybe it's too technical, maybe it's too informal, maybe it's too playful. But by playing with that and seeing what converts and what customers are engaging with is huge. Adding those testimonials, money back guarantees, adding a last chance, like, are you sure this is the last chance this is going to be available? And using scarcity plugins. So that's referring to like only 5 left, act now, or this is in 140 people's carts at the moment. That really helps drive that sense of urgency and helps users to convert and take action. For page views, if you're looking to increase the page views, is you can incorporate a blog content campaign to boost your SEO. You can increase your traffic campaigns through email, paid and social partners, shareable social buttons, and pay-per-click, PPC. Your bounce rate, so if customers are landing on the page and then they're exiting almost immediately, so typically it's because the page doesn't meet expectations, and that can be through multiple different reasons. It can be because it failed to load quick enough, or the UX wasn't very good. It wasn't really clear what it was supposed to do, or perhaps you've linked a campaign to the wrong page. But you can do different things like improve your call to action, improve the user experience by simplifying things, making sure that the layout of your page makes a lot of sense and it has a clear hierarchy. You can improve your copy, have another set of eyes look at it, think about somebody who's your target demographic and say, hey, read this, what do you think of this? And ask for that feedback to start implementing. And you can link to supporting resources on your website. So, still not convinced, learn more here. So for session duration, seems kind of counterintuitive for the top one, to decrease social campaigns. But oftentimes what we'll see is the attention span customers have on a website is typically going to be a lot smaller than it is when they're on social media campaigns. They typically want something quick, easily digestible. And so if you have more social campaigns that are coming to your website, they may just look really quick and like leave and like getting back to their social media. And so that can impact your site negatively sometimes with those. So you can try to decrease the social campaigns and introduce other campaigns to see if that increases that session duration, and focus on the organic and direct traffic through SEO efforts. And we recently had a really great webinar about SEO that you can review to, as a great beginner guide, and it has a lot of tips and tricks on SEO for your site. And the next thing is interactive content. Take advantage of videos, add blog articles, add fun things, add clickable elements, do something that really is a lot more engaging than just copy on a site. So improving success of your submission rate on forms and email subscribers, the first thing to do is reduce your distraction on your page or forms. If that's the one thing you want them to do, don't have anything else on your form that's like, click here, that's flashing for going somewhere else, because they will not accomplish the task. Decrease the amount of form fields that you're asking for. You always have ways to get more information later, but if you can keep it to the bare minimum thing that you're trying to achieve and trying to get, it's more likely that your viewers will enter and submit those forms. And then decreasing your form pages. If you have more than one page of a form just to get a PDF or enter a contest, then customers are like, I don't have time for this. So one page is typically best with just a few questions, and using progress indicators such as your 25%, 50%, 75% of the way through really helps customers to stay engaged. Making sure that your action button, your CTA, is descriptive. So you can say, get a free quote instead of submit, so they know what they're getting. They know that when they do submit that, they're getting something out of it instead of you getting something out of. When you use the word submit, it just feels like I'm giving it to you versus you're going to be giving something back to me. And then incorporate confirmation page emails. So a lot of plugins and a lot of websites do this by default, that once that form is submitted or something's filled out on the site, there'll be confirmation saying, thank you, we've received your request, or an email can be sent like, thank you so much. Now here's the discount code that we offered. But making sure that customers have that feedback and they are told that it was successful is also really helpful. And if you have optional fields on your forms, remove them. If they're optional, it just adds a lot of clutter to the form that's unnecessary and distracting for the users. So measuring your success. So how do you measure your success? What tools should you use? For your traffic and sales, your conversion rates, bounce rate, page views, there's things like Google Analytics, Monster Insights. Jetpack has really good tools that you can integrate with. For email campaigns, you're going to want to do things like MailChimp, Constant Contact. WP Forms has some things. A lot of plugins will, by nature, have built-in tools, but really you need to find a way to marry them all together. And I think that using Google Analytics is going to be a huge part of that success, and is really what drives understanding a high-level view of how your site's doing. And then you can kind of see how implementing these tools impacts your metrics. So here's where we're going to talk about best practices, and we're going to talk about some of the disclaimers and the things that come along with it to protect you and to protect the consumers. So when you're running your sales promotions, it is important to be aware of any legal obligations that come with it. So one of the biggest things is you want to make sure that you're reviewing your legal obligations. You want to make sure that your offers and your promotions are fair and transparent. Is really huge. So including others or excluding others, you want to limit the number of active promotions. With the tool like we were showing with WonderCart, I could easily create multiple different promotions at different times. But if you have too many promotions going on at once, you're going to start having conflicting promotions. The customers may be kind of confused by, wait, am I getting 50% off or 25% off? And then it's more difficult for you to correlate the success of your promotions with the success, because it may not be clear which promotions are performing, or there may be promotions that are hindering a promotion that you're monitoring and want more success from. And so with that, it's important, I think, to also have a promotion calendar to plan those out ahead of time. No, next week I'm going to have half off this product. Next week I'm going to do this, and keep record and keep track of the products or categories and types of promotions that you've created. And as you're monitoring those and tracking those, you can say, man, last year we did this promotion for 25% off of all watches, and that was a huge hit. Let's see if we can make that same success again this year. And if you have those dates, you can maybe also correlate those with, like, we did it right before Father's Day, or we did it right before a holiday. Monitor your promotions often. When you're running them, it is not advisable for you to set it and forget it and then check how it performed later. keep an eye on it so you can make adjustments. And that's okay to make adjustments on the fly if you need to with your promotions. Utilize email marketing. As I mentioned before, if customers don't know that the promotions are happening, then they're not going to come to you. And email marketing is a great way to get in their inbox, get in front of them without them having to come find you. And then you can also tailor those promotions a little bit to those segmented customers as well through email campaigns. Leverage video content on social media, on your website, and other places that's really engaging and maybe highlights what you're offering for the customer. And stay consistent across channels. So if you have messaging about your promotion that's one way and it's different on another channel, that can lead to distrust of your brand. And you'll also want to make sure that your promotions are branded, you're using the same type of copy that you use on your website, and that it feels and looks like it's coming from your brand. And I'm not here to give any legal advice, but here's a list of some acts or laws that you should be aware of depending on where you're marketing and promoting to. If these are things that are unfamiliar with, it's highly recommended that you take a moment to familiarize yourself with all of these different laws. They talk about data and privacy, your inclusions like Fair Consumer Act. So to make sure that you're not going to do something that's going to inadvertently hurt your business or hurt your bottom line there. So customer support and follow-up. During your promotions, it is crucial that you have help available for customers, whether it's a frequently asked questions page or if there's contact options, so a chat, a phone number, somebody that can DM back on socials. It inspires trust. You can clarify questions. It improves your SEO by having contacts available, and you really build relationships when you're readily available for customers. Sometimes promotions don't work as you expect, and having somebody there that's able to assist is crucial in ensuring the success of those. Use feedback from your customers. So if you have a ton of people who are responding saying, I love this promotion, or I would have probably jumped the gun if it was for this product, but not this product. Use that, listen to them and learn it. It doesn't mean you have to make those suggestions your next promotion, but it will give you an idea of maybe where you need to go and adjustments that you need to make. When you have reviews and there are critiques, it's okay to respond to them. You don't have to delete them, and just do so with a very clear head and very professional, and make sure that you're addressing the actual needs and concerns of that commenter. And then, using the feedback, use that to your advantage and enhance the customer experience, whether you're enhancing the way that customer service is, or you're enhancing the accessibility of your website, or enhancing the promotion pages or landing pages, or the amount of times you're emailing. It's just a great way for you to keep a pulse on how your customers or viewers are reacting to your marketing techniques. So performance optimization is also another really important part. You want to maintain high traffic during peak periods, as you have sales and promotions running, because the assumption is that when you have a promotion, you're going to have higher website traffic than normal. So in order to do that, you really want to make sure that your plugins are automated. You can turn on auto updates. Reduce your plugin or theme bloat. So if you have unnecessary plugins or plugins that you're no longer using, you can remove them. Review those regularly and make sure that they're still performing. Make sure that they're plugins that are kept up to date by the author of the plugin, and you can just see that through WordPress.org repo. Make sure that you're billing with your host, whether it's with Bluehost or somewhere else. You want to make sure that your billing is up to date, because the last thing that you would want is for your card to have expired, for you to spend a lot of money and time and effort into a promotion and have your site come down because something silly like your renewal didn't go through. Enable browser caching. Using a content delivery network helps for ensures faster access to your site by having your content available on multiple servers through the globe. Make sure that the hosting plan that you're on, or the hosting provider that you're on, can accommodate the sales traffic. And if not, discuss with their customer service or Bluehost customer service what plan may fit your needs better. And then having an SSL certificate and making sure that the transactions are processed securely is also really crucial for again, conversions, if they see an SSL certificate or the site's not safe, your sales, those conversions are going to drop. And it really does inspire trust for the users. So that's everything that we have today. So we'll go ahead and welcome Devin back and open it up for Q&A.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Thank you. That was very informative and helpful. Let me pull up some of the questions that came in as we were chatting.
Sure.
Okay, we've got a handful here, and we've got about 10 minutes to get through them, so we'll get through as many as we can in that amount of time. So one of the questions is, can you recommend a secure payment gateway for WordPress promotions?
Yep, there are a lot that are available. The first recommendation, or the first thing that I'll say, is it's crucial for you to have multiple different types of payment gateways available. You need to make sure you're thinking about your customer and not yourself, and making sure that you're meeting them where they are. So on all Bluehost plans, we have PayPal that's available. You can do debit and credit cards. It supports Venmo. It supports buy now, pay later. Using Stripe is also really effective because it has Apple Pay, Google Pay, and other things like that. Klarna, buy now, pay later. So there's a lot of great options available there.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds like a long list of options there. That's great.
Which is important because you
Yeah.
want to meet customers where they are. How many times have you been on your phone and been like, oh, I'm going to buy this, but there's no buy now. And you're like, I'm not finding my wallet right now, right? I'm not getting up.
Google Pay and Apple Pay has been great for purchases and bad for my bank account because it just
Yeah.
makes it so easy. Where it's like, oh, we've got your card saved right here. You don't even go look for it. We've got it right
Yeah.
here.
Yep.
That's awesome. All right, next question we have here. How can I design effective graphics and visuals to enhance my promotions on a WordPress site?
So I don't know if this person is asking how they design, like what sort of software they're using, but I would say that it's really important for you to make sure that your images are very high quality and that they're relevant to your promotion. If using the watches as an example, if you have a picture of a calendar but you're selling watches, like that's not helpful. Making sure that your banners are visually visually appealing, stumbling over my words. Making sure that they're accessible. So you don't want to have a dark button with dark text on it. They can see what it is, or it's not too blinding, like these neon colors is important. Make sure you use a consistent color scheme and typography across your site, and your content is important. Canva's really great tool for you to easily go create content, whether it's social flyers or it's a picture for your website, but you can use the same color scheme there and use your same add your logo. You can add your brand colors into Canva, and you can say use these colors, which makes it really helpful.
Yeah, that's super helpful. Let's see. The next question we have. Um, how can I effectively use influencers or affiliate marketing for promotions?
That's a really good question. So I think that the first step is you want to identify the influencers that are relevant to what you're selling or promoting. And once you've done that, get in contact with them, offer them incentives or commissions for promoting your products. Those are really big ways. Or a lot of times people will do kind of tradesies. If you do this for me, I'll do this for you. Kind of those incentives. And then there are a ton of affiliate marketing plugins and programs out there. I think you just need to really research what those are, and outreach to those companies or to those individuals is a huge part. Is you need to put yourself out there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And just to echo what you said, I think putting your mindset into the mindset of your target audience and think like, okay, what influencers are they listening to or are they looking for? And how do I reach out to those individuals and see if they, first of all, naturally use your product? I think that's the best case scenario is if you can find
Yeah.
someone that normally uses your product and is already a fan of your product and then see if they'd be interested in partnering on something.
And with that, they don't even have to be an influencer, right? You can kind of help shape your
Right.
influencers. You'll see that a lot on a lot of brands where they'll ask for brand ambassadors almost
Yep.
for sporting their goods.
Completely agree. Let's see. Scanning this list, we got another question here. how can I effectively use email marketing for promotion follow-up, it looks like?
Okay, yeah. So I think first thing is you want to segment your email list based on their user behavior. So it depends on what type of follow-up. So it could be abandoned cart. So if you are understanding the abandoned cart, like you left something in your cart, you can reach out and say, hey, like the sale's about to end. You still have these, quick, get it before it's gone. You can send personalized targeted emails that way. Even for those who did purchase, you can make sure you have automation for timely follow-ups. Thank you so much for your purchase. You can customize your thank you emails that get sent out after a promotion. You can reach back out and say, like, thanks for entering the contest or whatever. Here's a coupon for the next purchase, and you can enter the contest again. And then I think as part of that too is making sure that the subject lines that you're crafting really encourage those users to open and click on the content, right? Because you can send how many emails that you want, but if it's not really compelling, they're just going to delete it or ignore it.
Yeah, I think that's all great advice, and I think if I'm understanding the question correctly, I think another way, if you want, you can send an email after the promotion has finished and say, "Hey, if you missed the promotion or if you missed the sale, we still have great deals and we still have items that you're looking for." So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think there's a couple different ways you can go about that. Next question we have here is looking for WordPress themes that are particularly well suited for promotions. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So Bluehost actually has been partnering with the youth team on a lot, and we've developed a theme. It's called the Wonder theme, and it works seamlessly with WonderCart, that promotion builder that I was showing, and it makes it super easy to add banners. There's some countdown timers that are created within like blocks and templates that we also have that regardless of your theme, if you have a block compatible theme, you can use our blocks and templates to do that. I think that the biggest thing is as long as your site is compatible with block editor, you can really insert really anything that you want. And outside of that, just look for plugin compatibility for your existing site.
I think that's great. Um, let's see. Someone said you mentioned segmentation. What's the best way to target specific customer groups with segmented promotions?
So I think that with that, you'll want to first use the user data and the behavior analytics that you have through Google Analytics, or WooCommerce has some built-in analytics, Jetpack has them, and then you can segment based on location, past purchases, like, hey, I know that you purchased, you know, so we'll talk about makeup, right? Like makeup has a shelf life of anywhere between 3 months to 12 months. And if you know that a mascara has a shelf life of 6 months and a customer purchased it 5 months ago, that might be a really good time to say, hey, this mascara you purchased 5 months ago is now 25% off. By kind of understanding the life cycle as well as how often people typically purchase those products, you can reach out that way. And then you can tailor those promotions specifically to each segment's interests and needs.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope that
Awesome.
answers the question. It's
What's
kind of
that?
hard. I hope that answers it. It's a very broad question.
I think so. I mean, hopefully they'll follow up if there's any additional part that they'd like answered. But I think that's a great answer to that. Okay, here's a great question. What should I do if I encounter a technical issue during my live promotion?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, that was a joke. So always have a backup plan ready. Make sure that the hosting plan that you have on is ready and can, handle the amount of traffic that you're on before your promotion. I think you should test and test and test some more your promotions across multiple devices, right? And you can use a VPN to test from different locations as well. Make sure that you have a team of support members ready to go, ready to help and jump in if there is anything. And another thing you can do is you can extend the promotion. You don't have to say why you did it. You can just say, our promotion's extended. Enjoy another week of 25% off site wide. You could also send coupons to customers who maybe visited your site during those technical issues and say, we're so sorry, we're back up. There's so many different ways. I just think that if you plan, if you test, if you're prepared, and just handle it with grace and understand that sometimes things happen and customers are going to be upset, and it's okay to throw them an extra bone.
Awesome. We got time for about one more, and I'm going to advance the slide just in case anyone has any questions that they want answered by Bluehost outside of this webinar. This is where you can find helplines for us. But to close this out, question for you, Jocelyn. And actually, I'm going to insert one question to the audience. If there's any other topics or items that they would like to have covered, drop that in the chat. We're always looking for ways that we can make this educational and helpful. As I mentioned at the beginning, we want to make sure that this is something that you find useful. So if there's a topic you're just dying to learn more about and would like us to do a deep dive on, please let us know. So Jocelyn, to close us out, the question is, how can I ensure that my promotions look good on all the devices and browsers that people will be looking at them at?
That's another really great question. So I think, again, it's testing, 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 making sure that the theme that you have is compatible, that it's responsive, that it's on mobile devices. Now, there's so many different devices on there, but just because you personally only use maybe Google Chrome or you only use Safari, that does not mean that your audience only uses those things. And so you can do those things with, you can have custom CSS, or maybe there's a different theme that you would want to look into that is mobile responsive. But I think a lot of that's something that you probably should be aware of ahead of time if your site is mobile responsive, and the plugins that you're using are compatible with it. And if, really, like, that's all there is to it, is making sure that it's compatible. There's also a huge WordPress community that if you need help, you can reach out, ask for help. Maybe there's some custom CSS that you might need to use, but again, planning and just being aware of what your site's limitations are, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think that there's some websites out there, I don't remember off the top of my head, but you can put in your website
Yeah.
and it will go through and show you what it will look like on Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer, and a bunch of different devices, whether it's an iPhone, a Samsung phone, whatever it might be. It just goes through and shows you exactly what it will look like and lets you know if there's any incompatibility issues. So I would recommend, just like you mentioned, Jocelyn, just checking that out just on a regular basis, regardless of whether or not you're running a promotion. But specifically, especially, crazy example, but if you sell cases for iPhones, then you want to make sure that it's particularly compatible with someone browsing on Chrome on an iPhone or something like that. So
Yeah.
awesome. Well, that is all that we have time for today. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate all of your questions and all of your participation, and especially thank you, Jocelyn, for your time, for putting this all together, and for walking us through this. Excited to see what people can do with WonderCart. I'm super excited. I think it's going to make setting up promotions a lot easier. So thank you for stopping by and sharing your knowledge with us.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me, and thanks everyone for tuning in.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, everyone. Bye.